Hello, this is Matt's Amazing Mazes, and I'd like to share with my subscribers and my viewers regarding my reaction cover that I'm going to do, How Matt Reacts. So, this reaction cover is about a Jupiter-sized rogue planet detected entering our solar system. The news article is by James Thompson, released on 8/27/2025, usually a 3-minute read by MSN.com. So at the end of this read, I will have my thoughts on this subject, How Matt Reacts, reaction cover. So I'm going to start it off right now. Could a vagabond giant from the outermost regions of interstellar space be poised on the cusp of sweeping by our cosmic doorstep? Astronomers say yes, and they have the data to support it. Using the Pan-STARRS survey, PANSTARRS, telescope on Hawaii and the European Southern Observatory Very Large Telescope (PLV) in Chile, researchers have found a giant rogue planet possibly as massive as Jupiter, speeding toward the solar system. In other words, our solar system, the solar system of planet Earth. Unquote. It is a transient discovery made possible by the combination of wide sky monitoring and the capability of high resolution spectroscopy. I think that's how you pronounce it. Spectroscopy. Pan-STARRS first notified astronomers to the object with weak creeping light signals near quiet stars. The adaptive optics and spectrographs of the VLT allowed researchers to unravel its light into a spectrum, which indicate absorption lines typical of a gas giant atmosphere. Spectroscopy, the same technique researchers apply to study exoplanets, can identify molecular constituents, constituents, constituents. I have problems pronouncing that word too. But anyways, such as methane, ammonia, and water vapor, and give clues to how the planet formed. As Nura Myrit Borg NURIAMIRETROIG, who spearheaded similar rogue planet surveys, has described it. These measurements allow us to securely identify the faintest objects in this region, the rogue planet. Early orbital simulations suggest that the body is not gravitationally bound to any star and is traveling through the solar system for the first time. Its mass and velocity suggest it will have slight gravitational pulls on other planets or minor bodies. Scientists are conducting three-body problem and considers chaotic orbital resonances, resonances RESONANCES. I apologize for my pronunciation. I just hardly ever use these words in my vocabulary, so it's hard for me to pronounce. Okay, moving on. Whereas current models indicate minimal disruption, even a Jupiter mass object passing by tens of astronomical units can deflect cometary or cometary cometary orbits in the Oort cloud. OORTCLOUD. The find also reminds us of past interstellar visitors like Oumuamua, Oumuamua, Oumuamua in 2017 and comet Borisov in 2019, BORISOV, were both smaller and faster, but they illustrated the diversity of interstellar objects. This size of the new arrival places it into a class by itself, a rogue planet. Maybe ejected from its home system during the early gravitational upheavals. Ejection from planet to planet, close stellar flybys, or even the implosion of a small gas cloud could have ejected it. Surveys like OGLE OGLE have shown that Jupiter mass rogues may number in the billions in the Milky Way. In a close-up examination of such an object, Special Laboratory for Planetary Science awaits. Spectroscopic measurements can establish whether its chemical makeup is analogous. A gas planet is in our home solar system, or bears the imprint of an extraneous stellar nursery, if it still retains a circumplanetary disk, as has been observed about some young free floaters by the James Webb Space Telescope. It might even carry the seeds of moons and tiny planetary system drifting in the darkness. Tracking it, however, is a challenge. Rogue planets are feeble, icy, and move against a dense stellar backdrop. The scientists are employing computer simulations that draw on nightly new astrometric observations, refining predictions for its closest approach. It will inform observing campaigns with professional gear, as well as citizen science network, following the lead of missions already detecting scores of close brown dwarfs and planetary mass objects. The Vera C. Rubin Observatory, VERACRUBIN Observatory, set to begin full operation in the future, promises to render such searches obsolete. Its legacy survey of space and time will take pictures of the southern sky a few nights out of every week, maybe catching many more red-handed interstellar interlopers, as Chris Lintott of Oxford once characterized this coming age. Find a thing, point telescopes at it, argue about it, it's going to be fun. For the moment, the gradual arrival of the rogue planet offers a window of opportunity. As it continues deeper into the solar system, its changing spectrum and motion will be scrutinized for proof of atmospheric activity, ring systems, or even the glint of distant satellites, which, a fancy term for moon. With every visit, not only will the path of an unusual intruder be charted, but mysterious regarding how planetary systems form, grow, and sometimes launch their worlds out into the galaxy unknown frontier will be resolved. End of article. So this is Matt reacts, but how I would react. This article reminds me of a prophecy found from the Bible as I go step by step of each line in these few scriptures and read this whole reaction cover. You will then understand how it makes sense why I did this. So one scripture or two says, by explaining that these just the signs of the time, which is the last days we are living in, as what these lyrics brought out in Ozzy Osbourne's song called No More Tears, as what it brings out in the lyric, these are just a sign of the times, and also found in the Bible scriptural prophecy as well. Matthew chapter 24 verse 6 says, you are going to hear of wars and reports of wars. See that you are not alarmed, for these things must take place, but the end is not yet. NWT, New World Translation. Explanation of Matthew chapter 24 verse 6. When a person turns on his TV, that there when a person turns on his TV set, there is always news about wars that seems to be happening from one country or the other. So, Matthew chapter 24 verse 7 says, for nation will rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. My thoughts. Explanation of Matthew chapter 24 verse 7. If people really think about it, there was World War I and World War II. Matthew chapter 24 verse 7 goes on further saying, next, and there will be food shortages. My thoughts on the subject. Explanation. The World Food Program, according to them, 70% of the planet Earth's population is suffering from malnutrition due to people's close proximity to violence and war. Matthew chapter 24 verse 7 continue to say, and earthquakes in one place after another. My thoughts? Explanation. From the beginning of the 20th century that marked the first signs of the last days until the 21st century of now, that there have been more earthquakes all in random places throughout the world than all the world's history combined. Luke chapter 21 verse 11 continues with this prophecy, which says, there will be pestilences. My thoughts? Explanation. In all the world history of pestilences, the close centuries leading to the pre-20th century and until now in the present 21st century, pestilence has been the most extreme on a worldwide scale, especially COVID-19, than all the world's history of pestilence combined. Luke chapter 21 verse 11 continues saying, and there will be fearful sights. My thoughts? Explanation. In the 20th century, the United States unleashed one of those fearful sights when 2 atomic nuclear bombs was dropped on those 2 Japan cities. Luke chapter Hold on, I lost my spot. There we go, I'm back to it now. Okay. Okay, Luke chapter 21 verse 11 says, which brings out, and from heaven great signs. My thoughts? Explanation. If you heard about UAP, unidentified aerial phenomena, the government had come to a realization that UFOs are real. However, UAP or UFO, however you want to call it, is in fact illusions created by the supernatural powers of the true God's adversary, Satan and his demons, trick people by discrediting the true God and his word, the Bible. And the Jupiter-sized rogue planet detected entering our solar system, as what this article I have just read to you, is just another one of those great signs in the heaven prophesied from Luke chapter 21 verse 11. So this will conclude this reaction. Have a little bit of a prophetic scriptural touch to it, you know. It's what I was leading up to it. Now you perhaps understand how I did this, you know, how it may have been relevant for me to do so. So I'm gonna let you go. You take care, peace and happiness, and continue to pray to the true God and build up a relationship with Him. Search for the truth and find God's true people. You're more than welcome to search all the contents of this YouTube channel of mine. Has some very interesting stuff on it. So I'll let you go at that. You take care. Peace and happiness. You have a good day.